a dime,
where we tell you a chilling story
in 10 minutes time.
This is our short story segment where if you've watched all of them, you know by now.
This is number 6 already.
Yeah, we're on number 6, but number 2 of our themed episodes.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we just recently started the themed episode.
Mm-hmm.
We do have guest Russ here again.
Hello.
To join us for this special little themed episode of Love Triangles.
Yeah, love triangle murders.
Yeah, they get pretty juicy.
Yeah.
I feel like most love triangle murders probably are pretty juicy.
Yeah, true.
They have to be. I mean, it's a triangle.
I think Russ, the last episode he was in, was that Torrey Pines, the beach murders?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a little while. I forget what episode number that was. Maybe like 20 or something, but
Yeah, that was a good episode. If you didn't listen to that, go check that episode out.
yeah. That one's pretty juicy
You
too.
should listen to all of them.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and all the commentary.
You know, what the fuck are you doing?
That's right.
That's right.
Story number 1. All right. So I will kick us off with the first case. This is Laurie Show. Laurie Show was just 16 years old when she was attacked in her bedroom by 2 classmates and left for dead. Laurie was born on January 27, 1975 in East Lampeter Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you picked a local one.
So this is a very local one.
Yeah.
Very local to home. Yes. She attended Conestoga Valley High School, where she was a sophomore when this case takes place. Laurie lived in an East Lampeter Township condo with her mom, Hazel Show. Her parents were divorced. News reports and accounts from those who knew her paint a picture of a sweet, sensitive, and nice kid who was targeted by a more hostile social group.
Oh, people suck.
Yeah. Yeah, the people in this case really suck.
Oh, damn. All right, well, so there's a couple of people that we could roast in this one.
Yes.
Okay, all right, good.
Nice.
And I'll post their ugly pictures as you're watching.
Yeah.
Fuck.
In July of 1991, Laurie Show spent a week hanging out with Lawrence Yunkin, who goes by Butch. He was a 20-year-old high school dropout who worked at a nearby lumber yard.
Well, of course, it would go by Butch.
Yunkin had... Yeah, I know, right? Yunkin had previously been in a relationship with an older classmate of Show's, 18-year-old Lisa Michelle Lambert, but she pretty much just goes by Michelle Lambert. But they were reportedly not dating during the time Yunkin was seeing Show. Laurie reported that Yunkin had date raped her, and she also learned that Michelle was pregnant. So whatever situationship was happening between Show and Yunkin ended that same week. She wanted nothing to do with him.
Wow, okay. That went off really fast.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But Michelle Lambert found out about this little week-long fling that they had, and she was furious. Over the following months, she became convinced that Laurie was trying to steal her boyfriend. Lambert would call the Show's condo to scream at Laurie and ignored Hazel's demands for her to stop. Lambert, often accompanied by Yunkin and other friends, would confront Laurie at the Deb shop, the clothing shop where she worked at.
Okay.
Do you remember the Deb shop?
Oh my god, I do! I can really picture the shirt in my head that I bought from Deb.
Uh-huh. I think I got a homecoming dress there or something.
Did you? I got a lot, actually. You know what? Because it was good for plus size, and I got a lot of good plus size clothes from there. So
yeah,
and good.
I was just say I didn't buy a dress till I was in my late 20s.
Yeah, and you didn't go to Deb.
I got a hell of a deal though. I was only $3 at the Goodwill, but it looks like shit. But you know, a deal's a deal.
It could have been a Deb dress.
Yeah, could have been.
I don't know. I don't know my dresses.
I bet you looked great. Comment I was going to make earlier was that I think it's ridiculous that Hazel, the mother, has to sit here and get involved, and this bitch isn't listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she had
Yeah.
to step in and tell her, like, hey, yo, back off. Like, I'm the mother here. And she wasn't even fucking listening.
Right. Yeah, and Lambert, she's 18 years old, so she's an adult.
Yeah. And
acting like a child.
yeah, that's ridiculous. Already. We haven't even gotten to the juicy parts of this yet.
Yeah. Lambert would also show up at other public places and yell obscenities at Show and warn her to stay away from Yunkin. Like, bitch, she doesn't want your loser, dropout, rapist baby dad.
Yeah, leave her alone.
Like, she wants nothing to do with him. Like, get over yourself.
So where is he now? Who, at that point? He is...
So he was with Lambert, got her pregnant. They broke up for, I guess, a week when he started seeing Show. I guess they went on a date. It didn't go well. But whatever happened between them ended after a week.
Yeah,
and now he's back with Lambert.
Okay, so he's back with Lambert. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But she's just mad at the fact that he even saw another girl.
She already has him in her back pocket, but is still fucking with Laurie.
Yes.
Wow. Get a life, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Right? The Shows filed simple assault charges after Michelle pushed Laurie to the ground, and an East Lampeter Township investigator began working on the case 4 days before Laurie died. Meanwhile, Lambert and a friend, 17-year-old Tabitha Faith Buck, were planning a deadly attack. The afternoon of December 19th, 1991, Hazel Show received a call at work from a Mrs. Cooper, the name of a school counselor, who said Laurie had gotten into some trouble with a boy. Laurie denied that this ever happened, but Hazel decided to go to the school anyway just to clear things up the next morning. But this was a diversion created by Lambert and Buck to get Hazel out of the house.
Are you kidding me? What?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she was just trying to be a good mom.
She was.
That's
she was.
so
Because she believed her daughter, but she's like, let me just go talk to them anyway.
Oh my goodness, that poor woman.
I know. On the morning of December 20th, 1991, Laurie was drying her hair, preparing for the final day of school before Christmas break. Which makes us even sadder.
Yeah, there's one more day and you're about to enjoy Christmas with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hazel drove to the school early for the meeting, but found no one there. After waiting several minutes, she returned home and was met by a neighbor who mentioned hearing loud noises. Then she saw the open front door. I can't imagine like the fear and adrenaline she was feeling in that moment.
My mom would be she'd be taken off. You would never see that little 5-foot woman move so fast in her life if that was her.
I know. She ran upstairs and found Laurie on the floor, her arms moving. Hazel was quoted saying, quote, "She breathed deeply, and I went to pick her up and cradle her. That's when I saw her throat was cut. I said, 'Honey, I'm so sorry. It was a setup. Who did this to you?' She said, 'Michelle did it. Michelle, Michelle.' And then she said, 'Love you, love you, love you,' 4 times.
Oh my God.
I told her God was going to take care of her, and I just held her. I would not have made it if I had not been with her when she died. I look at it almost as a gift. I was with her when she passed into the next life. I didn't get that horrible phone call," end quote.
You gave me chills. That's so sad.
Yeah, I had tears in my eyes when I was reading this story.
I know, like, I mean, give me another day or two, I'd be PMSing enough that I'd probably be crying on this podcast for the first time, but, you know, like, I'm gonna hold it together right now. But that's really sad.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
To just come home and your daughter's laying there bleeding out.
Her throat slit. Like, that's traumatic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And like she died in her mom's arms.
Oh my God.
16 years old. After Hazel left, Lambert and Book ambushed Laurie in her bedroom. Investigators revealed Show had suffered a 5-inch laceration to the throat, a stab wound that punctured a lung, a deep cut that penetrated her thigh to the pelvic bone, and another that grazed her spine.
Wow. So how many stab wounds was it total?
It didn't say, but she had like several wounds to the head and numerous defensive wounds.
Jeez. Well, good. I'm glad she fought.
Yeah. They left her bleeding out on the floor. Police quickly identified 3 suspects, Lisa Michelle Lambert, Tabitha Buck, and Lawrence Yunkin. All 3 suspects were apprehended later that day at Garden Spot Bowling Center.
Well, they didn't seem like they were trying to be like nonchalant, on the down low about how they felt about Laurie. So who the fuck do you think they were going to suspect for doing this?
Yeah, and she literally said Michelle did this as she was dying.
Yeah, not only that, but even if she didn't say that, who else are they going to sit there and suspect when you're sitting there publicly throwing her down on the ground and like having issues? Stupid bitch. Stupid dumb bitch. Sorry.
It's a bowling center, right?
Yeah.
Who goes bowling at
Garden Spot Bowling Center? Yeah, that's where they were found.
After you murder someone.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Weird,
that's true. Yeah, that actually didn't click in my head.
You could argue like they're trying to set up an alibi, but it's just a weird psychological thing to me. Like,
that you went. Yeah, like
odd,
yeah, they're like, wow, guys, that was great. Let's go knock some pins down. Like,
Weird.
Yeah, I read that they would go there a lot and play pool.
Oh,
so they were probably playing pool, but yeah.
Strange.
But he makes a good point. Maybe an alibi. They were trying. Maybe afterwards they were like, "Oh shit, we were kind of stupid about this." That let's
seen publicly.
Yeah, let's go be seen. Yeah.
Police noted fresh scratch marks on Tabitha Buck, and investigators found Laurie's makeup, a powder compact, and mascara in Buck's purse.
She robbed that bitch?
So not only did they murder her, they stole from her.
Oh my god. Wow.
These are the people we're dealing with.
Yeah, not the brightest.
No.
God.
Lambert and Buck were initially charged with criminal homicide and criminal conspiracy, while Yunkin was charged with hindering apprehension or prosecution. In March of 1992, Lancaster County prosecutors announced their intention to seek the death penalty against Lambert and Buck, who were accused of actually committing the murder. Yunkin, who was accused of being an accessory to the crime, was charged with lesser offenses because of his secondary role of just being the getaway driver, and he was cooperating with the prosecution. On March 19th, 1992, Lambert was briefly released from prison for a few hours to give birth to her baby girl.
Oh.
Because remember, she's pregnant at this time.
Yeah. Wow. What mother of the year
Which also,
already.
Yeah. You're pregnant and you're murdering someone.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she was like pregnant probably when... Because how many months was the...
December to March.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, she would have been...
She was like 5-6 months
pregnant. Yeah, she would have been like at a... I mean, she's pregnant. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Going and slashing somebody's throat,
that's
doing
wild.
That. Wow.
Lambert's parents then took custody of the child, and she was returned back to prison. On March 25th, 1992, Lambert and Buck entered not guilty pleas to the murder charges. In July of 1992, Buck's attorneys filed petitions for their client to be tried as a juvenile because she was 17 at the time, a request that, if granted, would not only take the death penalty off the table, but could have potentially gotten Buck released in as little as 4 years.
Controversial take here, but I believe if you're like 17, I do believe you do the big girl crime, you do the big girl time. Especially
even 16, you know better, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's slicing somebody's throat. We're not talking about some petty crime of like she just stole makeup from the girl. Okay, she took her life.
Right. Yeah, they argued that she could be tried as a juvenile because she was 17 when the crime occurred and had no prior criminal record, was amenable to treatment. And she could receive proper treatment before she reached the age of 21.
Yeah, because America's all about rehabilitation here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly Scandinavia.
And at age 21, all juvenile court defendants are released from court supervision. By the end of July, her defense team withdrew this. In exchange, prosecutors removed the possibility of the death penalty.
I mean, I guess I would understand like the possibility, getting rid of the possibility of death penalty when they're, at that age. But I still think you should be doing the proper amount of time as charged as an adult.
Right. Yeah. So she is going to be, it sounds like, in exchange, they just would remove the death penalty.
Yeah.
On July 6, 1992, Lambert's trial began. Her attorneys motioned for a change of venue, but it was denied. But a motion for trial by judge instead of by jury was granted, with Judge Lawrence Stengel overseeing the case. Throughout the trial, blame for the killings shifted. Testimony from police revealed Lambert gave several versions of what happened on the day Show was murdered. And Lambert's attorneys first tried to discredit Youngkin, then claimed that Buck was solely responsible for the murder, and that Lambert only watched the killing.
Oh, man. And it all in the one, huh?
Mm-hmm. There was an unexpected twist in the trial when a defense witness testified that Laurie Show had written the initials TB in her own blood as she was dying, indicating Tabitha Buck was responsible for killing her, which was in contrast to Hazel saying that her daughter literally implicated Lambert as she was dying.
Yeah. Yeah, come at me, bitch. I'm the mother.
And I don't know who this witness was. Right. And I don't know who this witness was that they would have even been there to see the initials TB written in blood.
Anyway,
so,
yeah.
I don't even know where that came
from. Who is
from.
this witness? Meet me out back.
I don't know. Didn't say. On July 20th, Lambert was found guilty of first-degree murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison.
Good. Is she serving at Lancaster?
Tabitha. I forget. I think I say later on, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. Tabitha Buck's trial began on September 22nd, 1992, and lasted a week. She was found guilty of second-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Just a few weeks later, though, she began the appealing process of her case.
No, she didn't waste
which
time.
continued for the next 3 years.
3 years? Yeah, she wasn't going to quit.
Mm-hmm. No. All of her appeals were denied.
Good.
But in December of 2019, Buck was paroled after serving 28 years in prison. So she's out.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that, actually.
But she was not allowed to return to Lancaster County.
Oh, they kicked her right out of the county, huh?
They did, yes.
Get there.
Come back.
So I don't know where she's at now.
You sit in the county the rest of your life and you think about what you've done.
She's probably over in Lebanon County. Like, over there.
Or York.
Yeah, like right next door.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where she ended up. I didn't look into it because I don't care.
If I see you at a gas station one day on a road trip, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, she better watch out.
That's right.
She better sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, Kirsten's a coming.
Yep. Youngkin was sentenced on October 10th, 1992 to 10 to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to third-degree murder. But he was paroled in 2004 after serving only 12 years.
He got third degree, though, so I feel like the possibility of parole is way easier than...
It is, yeah.
I want to know, like, because you didn't really go over, and I'm sure you probably didn't find as much of, like, what his influence, per se, was on... what's her name that did it? Lambert.
Michelle, yeah. I don't know. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit. Okay. I still think it was all her. Okay. I don't care what she said. I think it was all her.
Oh, well, if she said it, then yeah, I don't believe her. So, yeah.
Lambert continued to appeal her conviction, and in April of 1997, she was released from prison after U.S. District Judge Stuart Dalzell ruled that Lambert was actually innocent of the killing and had been framed by county prosecutors and police.
Shut up right now. Wow.
Lambert had sent him a letter claiming Youngkin was abusive and pushed her to murder Show out of fear he would be jailed on charges that he raped her. She claimed in the letter it was Buck who murdered Show and that she had fled the scene. So a judge is just going to take a convicted criminal at their word and overturn a ruling with no evidence to support it.
I feel like judges do, in my opinion, questionable shit all the time simply because they are judges.
Yeah, hence Ellen Rae Greenberg.
Which, if anybody saw the update on that,
oh yeah, we're gonna have to get into that.
Yeah. I mean, like me and Russ discussed that too. Yeah,
that's a juicy.
That is a
yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end. Stick around.
Yeah.
That ruling was luckily overturned though 8 months later, and she resumed serving her lifelong prison sentence.
Okay, so she got out for 8 months.
Yeah.
Good bitch. I hope you got a good old taste of that, and they just ripped it out from underneath you.
I know. I hope you cry every day.
I hope you had the best cheeseburger of your life while you're out, and then you have to think about it for the rest of your life how you'll never have another one.
I hope you had explosive diarrhea against a prison wall after you got back in there.
Yeah.
Right.
You hate this bitch.
Hope you stubbed your toe on your bedpost every night.
Yes. I hope you're on the bottom bunk and
they piss on you.
Get up too fast and you hit your head every day.
Damn.
That's right.
Or I hope you're on the top bunk and you fall off the bunk every day.
God, yeah. I hope you fall off and hurt something.
Prison starches go right through you.
Yes, prison starches.
Yes, I hope you diarrhea and vomit every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope your roommate is the worst.
Yeah. Lambert continued to proclaim her innocence. In June of 2005, one of her appeals went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, but they declined to hear it.
Damn, she's really going for it. She's like, I'm so innocent.
Oh yeah, that's what she thinks.
Wow.
She's delusional. She is currently serving her sentence at a medium security prison in Massachusetts.
Oh, they sent her ass to Mass.
Yeah, they did. Where she earned a degree from Boston University, graduating with honors.
I don't give a fuck.
And do you want to hear something funny?
Yes.
In 2016, she published a book telling the story of Laurie's murder from her perspective while claiming her innocence.
God. Nobody go buy that book. Don't even look it up. Don't Google
it. I hope you didn't sell a single copy, bitch.
Yeah. I hope you went into absolute debt and apparently your parents probably paid for it, you know?
Yeah. And any bookstore, if you have that book, burn it.
Yeah.
Get it out of your store.
Get it out of there. Get your facts straight. Yeah. I'm sure you probably are unaware, just selling the book innocently, but get it out of there.
Right. Yeah. Oh, here's a book. Let me sell it. No, get rid of it. Something positive to end on, though, is Laurie's mom, Hazel, has become a big advocate for stronger anti-stalking laws. She was determined to prevent her daughter's fate from becoming anyone else's. Show petitioned legislators for nearly a year and organized a statewide petition drive to get the stalking law on the books. And in June of 1993, Pennsylvania's first anti-stalking law, dubbed Laurie's Law, was passed.
Wow, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, me either.
Wow, Laurie's Law.
But that's pretty sad. We went how long until 1993 with no stalking laws? So
I mean, yeah, because that is a crime. And, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and stalking is one of those things that's so tricky because there's so many times where it ends in murder. But, like, police won't intervene because there's not really a crime happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't.
They won't intervene until you're dead.
Yeah, basically. Until it escalates. And if it escalates, it only takes one instance for it to escalate to literal murder.
Yeah. I've seen that many times.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a stalking episode.
Yeah, put that on the list. We'll do a stalker, because there's probably plenty, both female and male.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the very sad case of Laurie Show.
I really feel for the mother, Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
That she tried so hard as the mother. She really did. Mm-hmm. Like, I give her props that she was on the phone being like, bitch, back off my daughter. Because, like, I could see my mother doing that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing everything that she could, being like, excuse me, But that's so sad that she.
Yeah, it was
over nothing.
So unnecessary.
Yeah.
She didn't want the guy.
She didn't even want him. Yeah.
He assaulted her.
Yeah. And she deserves to be in prison for the rest of her life. She's fucked up in the noggin a little bit too much there that I think she's serving the time that she needs to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And Tabitha Buck, if you're listening, you're a piece of shit, and I hope you're having a miserable life.
Yeah. I hope a bird shits on your head every time
you too. Yeah, every time. I hope you have a flat tire every day, and you can never go anywhere.
Yeah, and what's his name? I hope his dick falls off.
That's great. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like that's traumatic enough for
On medical fact, you can actually live without it.
Yeah,
I understand it.
Yeah, you can. I've had a few
terrifying.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, news to Russ over there.
On,
You can live without your penis.
You can.
I hope his just falls off like in a traumatic way though. So
yeah.
I hope he cuts it off at his deli job.
Right in the meat slicer.
Ooh, yeah. Oh.
Cut his cock right off.
Yes, into that. Here's your pastrami.
Oh no.
Here's your cock Reuben.
Yeah, your cock Reuben.
Oh, that's horrendous.
That is gross. All right, mine's next. Please don't judge my rating. I'm serious. Okay, so my next one is obviously a love triangle, and it is between two women and a man, like the last one. Maybe that'll be a theme for this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if your other...
All of mine are, yeah.
I was going to say, you know what, I was just thinking, I think my second one is two women and a... Bitches be crazy.
Yeah. Well, actually, mine's kind of two women and two men, but yeah.
Oh, your next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So, I would like to introduce Rachel Wade. She was born February 27th, 1990, and she grew up in a middle-class family. And up until the age of 15, her parents, Barry and Janet, said she was a happy and well-behaved little girl. She enjoyed typical girl things like Disney princesses, dressing up, reading, and arts and crafts. Once she hit the age of 15 is when she became a rebellious teenager. I feel like everybody hits a little rebellion at some point, but some people just take it too far, you know. She got into fights with her parents, whether it was about the clothes she wore that they never approved of, to the typical teenage not respecting curfews and rules that her parents had laid down. These arguments would unfortunately lead to Rachel running away from home. After a few times of them chasing after her, to bring her ass back home, they eventually got sick of doing that and started to call the police on her. When she turned 17 in 2007, she began getting into physical fights with her parents, obviously widening the separation between this troubled teen and her parents. So when Rachel decided she wanted to move in with her boyfriend in the Pinellas Park, Florida area, her parents thought the best choice was to let her go do what she wants. I'm sure it was just like out of pure exasperation. I mean, a troubled teen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that'd be tough to deal with.
Yeah. However, this was a bad idea. As you can imagine, the police were called multiple times to the apartment complex for domestic disputes between Rachel and the boyfriend and her boyfriend that she had moved in with. She also dropped out of school and did not graduate. So this relationship seemed to do nothing but bring her down. And unfortunately, like, before all this, like I said, she seemed like a regular old kid, like trying for her goal in life. I didn't find anything on like what her career choice was, but when boys get involved, you know.
Yeah.
She did get the courage to walk away from this boyfriend, but honestly, that was a normal for Rachel. She was boy crazy, and went from one boy to the next as long as she was getting the attention that she wanted. So when she left this guy to get with 21-year-old Joshua Camacho, this wasn't out of her normal routine, really. And Josh was a lowlife. Him and his brother.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right? Him and his.
I see a pattern.
With all of these, I think we're going to find a pattern in both the men and the women, unfortunately. Him and his brother both were known around town for having multiple girlfriends and baby mamas. They never had jobs, and they were depending on women to support them. They were like living with these women.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Who wants to be with a guy like that?
Apparently, a lot of women do. At least for.
Yeah, how do these losers even get women?
Well, I think you know.
Yeah.
Putting in work somewhere else.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. There's only one thing keeping them around.
Yeah, but this is not going to pay the bills.
What, the women are paying the bills, I guess.
I guess.
They were also known to use that backhand a few times with their girls when they would get out of line. Yeah. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. And people loved this arrogant asshole in this little group. It was like a little group clan gang thing that would hang around like the park area of Florida in this area. When she hit the sack with Josh and emotionally moved on to him, she of course wasn't the only one. Josh was rotating Aaron Slothauer and Sarah Ludemann. Aaron was the mother.
Oh, he's got 3.
Yeah, probably more, but these were the ones that were like the main ones. I wouldn't surprise me if he had others, honestly.
Player.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, yeah, he was a player.
Yeah.
Aaron was the mother of Josh's infant daughter, and let me introduce you then to Sarah. So Sarah Rose Ludemann was born December 7th, 1990 to her parents Charles, who was a cab driver, and Gay Ludemann, who was a surgical nurse.
Her name is Gay?
Yeah, yes.
She's happy.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting name choice for a child.
Yes. Yeah,
I've heard it.
I mean, I have never actually. At first, I wanted to confirm that it was not, and I don't mean this anyway, but like a gay couple. I wasn't sure. But as far as I could see, the pronouns that they used were like she for gay and stuff. So,
okay,
yeah. They were originally from New York, but by the time Sarah was born, they had moved to Florida. One thing I read about Sarah was that she grew up a little chunky and kids suck, so she suffered from a lot of bullying, which caused her to struggle with her body image.
Oh.
Well, in this Florida area then that she unfortunately grows up in would kind of remind you of like California, where like it's like held to such a high standard of like how you looked, you know. Like the Paris Hilton, you know, uppity vibes of like she's a 10, she's an 8, no, she's a 2, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Sarah wanted to be a veterinarian, and she worked very hard in high school to ensure her success in pursuing this career. Her parents were very proud of her, but then 16-year-old Sarah met Josh at a Chick-fil-A during a small moment of him working. She had never had yeah, I know, it was a very small moment, but that's how they met, was Chick-fil-A. She had never had a boyfriend before, and she was smitten by Josh, who spewed empty promises of love and commitment like the piece of shit he is. Her parents,
of course he did.
Yeah, her parents questioned whether or not this was just a high school love situation or something they should be more worried about. But either way, they wanted Sarah to live her life and learn from her mistakes. Sarah started calling Josh, quote, her man, and transferred high schools, dropping her studies in her previous school, all to be closer to Josh. Her parents,
girl,
I know,
girl.
Her parents were shocked and concerned, of course, about this choice, but they were still holding out hope she would come to her senses and dump the hot, steaming pile of garbage.
You don't have senses when you're a teenager.
I know. Like, I don't mean to judge any kind of parenting or anything like that, but I don't know. I feel like
I would not have allowed that, let me tell you.
Yeah, I feel like at that age you need to be cracking.
You want to switch schools for a boy while you're in a little teenage relationship? No.
Yeah, like, because
not on my watch.
Yes. Yeah, teenage, especially like teen. And I feel like everybody should have like a little bit of that experience in them as parents to be like, oh, you know, because it's
right.
rare of occurrence.
Like, you know how it's going to end.
Yeah, it's too rare of an occurrence that it's going to end well, you know?
Yes, very rare.
Yeah, you are the parent. I mean, you should probably parent, you know?
Yeah. And little Dick McGee over here had all the women's schedules all balanced out perfectly. This nasty nutsack, when I put all these insults in here, I was going hard.
I was reading.
I heard you.
Chuckling to myself. Little Dick McGee.
Yeah.
This nasty nutsack.
I was
fucking bad hair day, motherfucker.
I was putting all these insults in here. I was like, I'm mad at this guy.
Yeah, let's roast him.
Yeah, so this nasty nutsack would entertain Sarah until her curfew at 11 p.m., all while Rachel worked late nights at Applebee's. This made it possible for them to never run into each other, and Erin was sprinkled in there. She would reportedly lose her shit on Josh when she found out about the other women, but would always come crawling back. And I want to say, Erin, you can do better, girl.
Yeah.
You
don't realize it at the time.
I know.
I've been there.
Yeah, you don't realize it at the time. Yes. Even Josh and Rachel were reported to have those few moments of breakup, but she always came crawling back to him. A lot of these accounts of arguments can be timed up with some of Josh's posts on his MySpace page about around the same time. And poor Sarah was over here remaining in Josh's corner to support him while he cheated and emotionally hurt her. She stuck it out for him.
Yeah.
But when the three girls did cross each other's paths, it was not pretty. And this is how this case becomes the Mean Girl murders.
Oh.
They all three pulled the high school bullshit of, quote, calling out the other girl. This included putting each other on blast on social media, various incidents of road rage, or driving by the other's house screaming, quote, come out and fight me, bitch, end quote. These incidents even...
Fight me, bitch.
I'm so glad I was never involved in any of that in high school.
Yeah, me too, man.
Just kept myself.
Yeah. No, there was no boys in my life in high school. These incidents even ended in slashed tires and broken car mirrors. The one that had the most evidence to bring to the table was the ladies leaving threatening texts and voicemails. Examples being Rachel leaving this voicemail for Sarah after Josh and Sarah went on a trip to New York together. And she posted a picture on MySpace of both of them together. So the quote of the voicemail is, please tell me, Sarah, why would you be a dumbass cunt and put a brand new picture of you and Josh at the beach on your MySpace? Seriously, I told you to watch your fucking back and not be fucking chill with him. I'm guaranteeing you that I'm going to fucking murder you. I'm letting you know that now. End quote.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The white girl special. Listen here, buddy.
Business.
Yeah. Rachel and Josh actually move in together after these voicemails, and the tension just kept escalating. One night, Sarah silly stringed Rachel's car while she was inside. These girls just kept going at each other, and it seemed like it got to a point where the girls were more worried about each other instead of Josh anymore. Rachel was always more violent than Sarah was with her threats, and this is honestly proof of that, the quote.
Mm-hmm.
She would threaten to kill Sarah, while Sarah's threats were usually how much she was going to kick Rachel's ass. Rachel was notorious for being unable to keep her mouth shut, and this would get her into trouble because Sarah saves every one of these voicemails.
She's like, receipts.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
On April 14th, 2009, Sarah was moping a little because she found out Josh was back seeing Rachel again, which she can't help her feelings, so this, of course, hurt her. She texted Josh several times that day with no response. She is quoted saying, quote, "You say you love me, but you don't have the decency to text me back," end quote. That evening, Rachel was off work and wanted to hang out with Josh, but he had already told Sarah to come over and watch a movie after her text earlier. Before Sarah went to Josh's sister's, Sarah drove past Rachel's apartment, and when she saw Rachel outside, she yelled, quote, "Stay away from my man," end quote, out of the window.
no.
Josh had told Rachel an excuse of having to babysit at his sister's house. Instead, Josh, Sarah, Janet, the sister, and her friend were all chilling inside. They all saw Rachel drive up after Josh told her no, and Rachel saw that Sarah's parents' car was in the driveway, and of course that pissed her off. Josh chose Sarah over her that night, and Rachel continued driving up and down the street past the house until past Sarah's curfew at 11 p.m. This is when Josh and Sarah decided to have Sarah stay later until Rachel finally gave up. She texted her parents that she was finishing up a game and would be late instead of having them worry over the truth. It was now past midnight, and Sarah had to get home, and no one had seen Rachel for a little while. Janet, the sister, and the friend asked for a ride to McDonald's, and Sarah said yes. That was also making her feel better that two people were then in the car with her.
Yeah.
Rachel was devastated, of course, and decided to go to her friend Javier's house that night for some comfort. So Sarah went to Javier's to confront Rachel. When Sarah got there, she saw Rachel outside, threw the car in park, didn't even turn it off, and got out of the car to confront Rachel right there in the street. Fists began flying, hair pulling, and chaos ensued quickly. Somehow, a knife found its way to Rachel's hand and stabbed Sarah directly in the heart. Sarah was at the hospital with 2 stab wounds to the chest. Rachel earlier that day had put a knife in her purse because she was scared from all of the threats and she wanted to carry protection. A kitchen knife is an odd choice, but you know.
Yeah.
After the stabbing, Rachel threw the knife on the roof of her neighbor's house, and she had told police exactly where she threw it. While Rachel is telling the police all of this in her interrogation room, they receive the news that Sarah is dead. Rachel really thought what she did was no big deal until second-degree murder was now her charge. 20-year-old Rachel was found guilty of second-degree murder and is charged with 27 years in prison.
Dang, all over a boy.
A piece of shit boy.
Yeah, who doesn't really want to be with either of you, clearly, because he can't pick one.
No, and that wasn't new for him. He's probably had multiple others on rotation every once in a while, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sarah, like, she seemed, it's really sad because she got caught up in the wrong crowd. She seemed like somebody who wanted to be a veterinarian, focusing on school, and then met this boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he ruined everything.
Yeah. So, bitches, man. And men.
Just from the Lord's chicken.
Lord's Chick-fil-A.
Normally it's called the Jesus chicken, but I found out down south they refer to it as the Lord's chicken.
Oh. That's
Brandon says it sometimes.
The Lord's chicken? I've never heard that.
It's because they're so religious and closed on Sundays.
I know. Yeah.
Next case is about Sheila Davalloo. She was born on May 11th, 1969 in Iran. Her family immigrated to the United States in the mid-1970s. She attended University of New York Stony Brook and earned a biochemistry degree. She married her first husband, Farid Mousavi, who filed for divorce when he learned she was having an affair with a man named Paul Christos, whom she met while she was attending graduate school at New York Medical College in Valhalla, New York. After getting her degree, Sheila took a job at Purdue Pharma in Stamford, Connecticut as a research scientist and eventually married Paul Christos.
Oh, so Paul wound up becoming an item. Right.
On March... He did, yes. For now. On March 23rd, 2003, Sheila Davalloo and her husband Paul were partaking in what she called a sex game, in which Paul was blindfolded and handcuffed to a chair, and he had to guess what Sheila was touching him with.
This is juicy already. I'm in. Let's go. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? What am I touching you with?
Yeah. While she was holding a knife stabbed him twice in the chest.
Holy shit.
Was it a kitchen knife?
A paring
knife,
man. Wow. Wow. Those got the little hooks on the end, by the way. Yeah, they have the little, if you ever seen if it's a real paring knife, it's got the little hook on the end. Oh, wow.
Well, that's what she used.
Wow.
After the stabbing.
I can't, like, hey, we're going to play this sexy little game, and then all of a sudden she's whipping out a knife. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Should have used a toy gun.
Yep.
Yep.
Goodness.
Wooden gun.
After the stabbing, Sheila stalled in getting medical attention for her husband. When she finally drove him to the Westchester County Medical Center, she stabbed him again in their car in the parking lot.
Oh my God, this bitch!
This bitch crazy. She shouldn't be researching nothing.
Oh, and she was like,
yeah. He survived surgery.
Okay, he survived. All right.
And Sheila was charged the following day with attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon.
Like Russ said, I bet she was mad. She was like, I stabbed him that third time.
How the fuck
I really was going to get it. Because he was probably still clinging on enough by the time she got him to the hospital. She was like, one more stab and I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go into a little deeper dive and set the scene of what really happened there in a little bit. On February 19, 2004, Sheila was convicted of attempted murder after a non-jury trial. Her defense was that she was emotionally troubled and never meant to hurt her husband.
Obviously, you'd be troubled. What are you supposed to say? I just a Tuesday. I thought I all the time. He gets off to it. What the hell?
Yeah, I give him a little stab and tickle every once in a while.
What the hell was with the attorney? That's the worst. Yeah. I could do a better job. I don't even have a law degree. What the hell kind of defense is that? I was emotionally troubled. What the shit, Sherlock? Obviously, something was amiss. You stabbed a fucking goddamn man over here 3 times.
3 times. And I want to know.
You can't even say it's in the height of passion because you stabbed him before you even took him to the fucking hospital. And you can't even be like, oh, well, I get a certain way. I get horned up. No.
Yeah, like if it was something you're into, you know.
Yep.
I don't know.
The worst defense I've ever heard in my life.
Also, you have to prove to me, like, if that's the defense you're using, like, prove to me that that's the reasoning for both of them. What was she doing in the fucking parking lot, stabbing him a third time?
She's like, nothing get me more steamed up than stabbing him with a paring knife. Let me tell you.
Jesus.
Prosecutors argued that Sheila wanted Paul Christos dead so she could be with her lover and co-worker at Purdue Pharma, Nelson Sessler.
Man.
Yeah,
she's not satisfied.
Mm-hmm. It was discovered that she called. Yeah. It was discovered that she called him the night of the attempted murder. Sheila Davalloo was sentenced to serve 25 years in state prison without parole. This investigation, though, made Sheila a suspect in another case, the murder of Nelson Sessler's fiancée, Lisa Raymundo, in 2002.
2 years before this. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly killed his
Wow. Yep.
All because she made that phone call. Now she's a suspect in a murder that happened 2 years ago.
I want to hear more.
On November 8th, 2002, the body of Lisa Raymundo was found in her Stamford, Connecticut condo. She was bludgeoned over the head several times and stabbed 9 times in her face, neck,
That's
and chest.
That's an angry killing.
Must have been a suicide.
Must have been a suicide.
Police employee. Well, boys, obviously she killed herself. I'll see you on Monday, Dan. Open a case, Johnson. I've seen this 10,000 times. She must have killed herself.
Yeah,
that's a great tie-in to what's happening. Yeah, that's a great one.
Oh,
God. Both Sessler and Raymundo were Sheila's co-workers at Purdue Pharma. Sheila and Sessler began a sexual relationship while he was also seeing Raymundo, and while Sheila is also married, but she told Sessler she was divorced.
Lying little snake.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sessler would periodically come over to Sheila's condo, and she would tell her husband that her mentally ill brother was coming to visit, and Christos had to leave the house and take his personal belongings with him.
That's fucked. Holy shit. Holy shit, he never questioned that.
Well, Sheila reportedly told Christos that her brother might react badly if he discovered that she was married, and Christos believed this story at first because he knew that she in fact had a mentally ill brother.
I'm stunned silent. I don't know.
I gotta say
yeah, this one's interesting.
Right? He believed that.
Yeah. Yeah, she makes him take all his belongings and get out.
We're married. Take the pictures with you.
Yeah.
Like, take your
toothbrush. Literally.
Yeah.
There can be no sign of him in the house.
Wow.
What she's telling him.
And he believed that. I mean,
yeah.
Also,
he did
at first, but like, how often was this happening? Because like at first, because I'd be like, oh, why is your brother?
Enough to where he does eventually question it.
I hope so.
But, wow, what a lie to make up to get laid and cheat on your husband.
Right? According to Sessler, he and Sheila did not see each other often because she was busy with other obligations and interests, including volleyball and taking care of her mentally ill brother. By the summer of 2002, Sessler began to focus more on Raymundo, though, so he ended his sexual relationship with Sheila. According to Sessler, Sheila seemed okay with their relationship just being a summer fling. And then Raymundo became Sessler's girlfriend, and he spent the majority of his time at Raymundo's apartment, and Sheila was aware that Sessler was living with Raymundo.
So it's obviously been discussed.
Sessler's relationship...
Yeah, it's obviously been discussed between them that, like, I mean, this is the situation. It's okay to have a situation like that if it's been discussed. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, they all work together, so I think she's kind of new that way too. Sessler's relationship with Raymundo continued after Raymundo left Purdue Pharma in 2002 and began a new job at another pharmaceutical company called Pharmacia in New Jersey. So now this is where things start to get weird. They weren't already.
The start of this was pretty out there, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Apparently in 2002, Sheila began telling her husband about this love triangle going on at work between Melissa, Jack, and Annalisa. Melissa is apparently her friend at work confiding in Sheila. Sheila said that Melissa, who was in a relationship with Jack, was sad and depressed because Jack was also in a relationship with another woman named Annalisa. In reality, Melissa is Sheila, Jack is Sessler, and Annalisa is Raymundo. She would talk about this love triangle nearly every day to her husband, including intimate details about Melissa and Jack.
He never put 2 and 2 together? Well, he eventually probably does. He did not, though?
He did not.
He doesn't sound like
the
sharpest tool in the ship.
It's true.
She told Christos, her husband, that Melissa was upset when Jack rebuffed her sexual advances. She once said that Melissa had discovered Jack's travel plans and had flown to Jack's destination. She then conveniently ran into him at the airport as he was boarding a plane home and sat next to him on the return flight. Is this a true story, though, even though
she's like... Yeah,
that's what I want to know. I'm going to assume so. Knowing what I know about her, wow. I bet she did that.
Wow. Yeah, yikes is right. Just sat right next to him. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sheila would constantly ask her husband for advice on behalf of Melissa, with questions such as why Jack was in a relationship with 2 women and why Jack was cheating on one woman with the other.
Condition, like Munchausen syndrome or something.
Meanwhile, she's cheating on her husband. That's what I'm saying.
Like, this has to be some kind of mental condition that, like, she's asking advice. She's asking advice from the person who is the victim, who she's asking. Okay, well,
I have no idea.
She's talking bad about me. She's talking about my secret. Yeah, that's right. She's maybe literally talking to the person who is the victim about the situation, who the situation is happening to, but he doesn't even know that is the situation happening.
Yeah, so twisted.
Cheating inception.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, literally. Christos originally just listened to these stories to humor Sheila. Then one day she tells him that she wanted to go on a stakeout with Melissa in order to spy on Jack. And her husband even gave her a pair of night vision binoculars to do so.
Binoculars, you know how expensive those probably are?
Back then, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, who's running around with night vision binoculars? The binoculars.
I don't know, but he had them. She also told her husband she purchased a lockpick set for Melissa because Melissa wanted to break into Annalisa's apartment to look at photographs in order to get a sense of the relationship between Jack and Annalisa.
That's totally normal. Fucking, like, typical Tuesday night. Just break it in.
Like, if I was her husband, I'd be like, what is wrong with your friend Melissa? Stop talking to her.
Thank you. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
wouldn't he just say one night, like, enough?
I don't know. He must have been in denial. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Sheila is practicing with the lockpick set on her own front door.
Fucking serious, man. God, I still can't get
Early
over
one morning,
that the person she is talking about is her fucking self.
Yes.
That is insane.
It's insane. Because originally I wasn't going to do this case. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound interesting. But the further I read into it, I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Field day.
Therapists would probably walk out. They'd be like, I can't help you.
Yeah. I can't help you. You're a lost cause. Good luck.
That's pretty far to take it, man.
Mm-hmm. Early one morning, Sheila called Christos to tell him that she and Melissa were outside Annalisa's apartment and asked Christos if Melissa should confront Annalisa. Christos told her that Annalisa had a right to know her boyfriend is cheating on her.
Oh, he's encouraging her. Like, it's one thing to, like, sit there and listen and be like, okay, honey, yep, sounds good. Okay, yep. But he's encouraging her. Come on.
Wow.
Well, eventually, as this went on, he got sick of the stories of the love triangle and he would start becoming angry with Sheila.
Finally.
Yes.
Jesus, I thought it never would happen.
I know. On the day of Raymundo's murder on November 8, 2002, the Stanford Police Department received a 911 call in which the caller reported that a man was assaulting someone at 123 Harborview Apartment 105, and the caller claimed to be a neighbor. The dispatcher knew that
It was that bitch.
The dispatcher knew that Harborview was a commercial area without apartments and knew the given address had to be incorrect, but the call had already hung up. So the dispatcher called back the number, but they discovered the caller had come from a payphone at a Duchess restaurant on Shippen Avenue in Stanford. So this 911 call came from a payphone.
It was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officers arrived anyway, but received no answer. But the door was open, so the officer pushed it open and saw the deceased victim, Raymundo, on the floor. The officers saw no signs of force.
Wait.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was going to say, wait, because she was reporting it, the actual crime. I was thinking she's reporting a fake crime.
No. She's reporting the murder.
Because you were saying that the... Wow. Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The officer pushed the door open and saw Raymundo on the floor. He saw no signs of forced entry, burglary, or ransacking. The victim had died from multiple stab wounds, and her injuries indicated a violent struggle. Officers discovered a blood stain on the handle of a bathroom sink, which suggested that the assailant had tried to clean up after the crime. The blood stain, much later, was determined to contain the DNA profiles of both the defendant, or the criminal, and the victim.
Yeah, that was actually one point that, like, I made to Russ when we will talk about the Ellen Greenberg then, with the whole stabbing. But generally, when you're stabbing somebody, there's blood. You're hitting bone, which you hit it with a knife.
Right.
It's going to stop you a lot of the times. That your hand slips.
Yeah.
And you cut yourself accidentally, and you wound up leaving your own DNA behind.
Police questioned Sessler when he arrived at the apartment after work, but he failed to tell them about his affair with Sheila. So they were unaware of any connection between Sheila and Raymundo until Sheila was arrested for the attempted murder of her husband.
So 2 years. They had no idea.
Nope.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. So now that we have all that background info, we're going back to the night of the attempted murder of Sheila's husband again. So they're doing their game. She sat on his midsection and touched the item to his face. Christos guessed that the item was a candle, but the item was a knife. Sheila then thrust the knife into his chest, paused, and then again thrust the knife into his chest. Sheila then said, "Oh my God, I think I hurt you. You're bleeding." And he's still blindfolded and handcuffed at this point. So he asked Sheila what happened. She explained that something fell on you. I think the candle hurt you.
Oh my God. What did you just tell me yesterday? That stabbing in prison, they take cold showers to prepare themselves for, like, stabbing in prison, because it's like like a shock to the body.
Oh, okay.
So you don't freeze up.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was probably like, I mean, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
So even though it was like trauma to the body, it was probably like, I don't know, if she does have a candle in her hand, he's probably thinking like, if it is like taking a cold shower, like a shock like that, he's probably thinking like, ooh, you know, putting some hot wax on me or something, you know, like
getting that sex jelly going.
Yes, sex jelly. Yes.
Right on the old chest there.
Yeah, like
stings more than I thought it would.
That's that's terrible because he probably was like, I mean, like having a good old time, and she's like, and to say that to him, you're sitting on his sitting on top of him, and oh my God, dear.
Yeah.
Never let somebody handcuff me, let alone blindfold me. I've got way too many.
Oh yeah, handcuff and blindfolded.
If you've ever seen Gerald's Game on Netflix, doesn't end well.
I never seen that. Have you?
Well,
no.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Never seen it.
It's got some handcuffs involved.
Okay. Well, Christos asked Sheila to remove the blindfold, and she did. But when he asked her to remove the handcuffs, she stated that she could not find the key. And at Christos's request, Sheila helped him break the chair to which the handcuffs were attached, and he asked Sheila to call 911. He heard her seem to make a 911 call, but after a significant amount of time had passed, no ambulance arrived. He asked her to call 911 again, and he asked to talk to the operator, but Sheila told him that the operator did not want to talk to him, but they wanted him to lie on the floor.
Wow. This is a sick son of a bitch.
Sheila then...
She is literally like, phone in hand, she's like, lay there and die.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, 911.
And the real kicker, Sheila then proceeded to call Sessler and invited him over for dinner.
This bitch.
This bitch.
She has
want to
no
come over?
feelings.
Because my husband will be dead and out of the way by the time you get here.
Yeah, I should have the blood stains
cleaned up and seen so he's dead and I'm not going to get what I want. Why don't you come by?
Yeah, by dinner time, you know?
Don't piss me off.
I couldn't believe that when I read that.
Wow. Still trying to get it in with the other one.
Man, these people are crazy.
These people are fucking bananas. I can't even.
Eventually, Christos asked her to just drive him to a nearby hospital.
This poor man. Like, I feel for him.
I know. And
he's sitting there for how long with two stab wounds to his chest?
Yes. Waiting for help that is not coming.
I mean,
yeah, what is...
I sort of do. Sorry to interrupt you.
Look,
but I feel like there were so many red flags with this.
There were, but...
I'm just speaking... Listen, I had gray sweatpants on earlier today, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, if I'm being completely honest. And even someone like me, in my darkest hour, I'm just saying that I can only begin to imagine the amount of red flags they must have seen prior to this, and just they were like, "No, it's fine."
Yeah, it's
fine.
Where
I'm like, normal.
Yeah, I obviously. On a human level, I feel sorry for him, but I'm like, dude, I can only begin. You couldn't tell me that she seemed like a normal, like a good choice for you in any context, even just casually. Like, this bitch was obviously crazy.
Yes. Yeah. This is not the first line.
No, they couldn't have been.
And he also said, like, at this point in their relationship, they were more like roommates. Like, there was no romance anymore.
Then I ain't letting a bitch fucking handcuff me. Let me tell you that.
I know, right?
He went from he was like,
handcuffs? his little
trying to like spark again.
Yes. I've been waiting for this day for months. And he's like, oh,
my chest.
No, it's terrible.
It is terrible.
And then, according to Christos, she drove very slowly to the hospital.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
5
this
miles.
is
terrible. I forgot how to drive a stick shift all of a sudden.
Terrible.
Wouldn't you know it? I'm having car trouble. Could you believe it?
I know.
Look at the traffic.
Honey, a flat tire. I can't
Would you believe it? A blizzard, a foot of snow come out of nowhere.
I'm sorry.
I gotta be honest. I'm ready to have a sex change be locked
tears
up
in my eyes.
and bludgeon her to death with a. I mean, this woman's terrible. I'm ready to get a sex change, meet her in prison, and just bludgeon her to death. I'd drown her in the toilet, a dirty prison toilet. She's terrible.
She is terrible.
Yeah.
She's driving slow.
Yeah.
Oh, how's those? Yeah, how's your blood pressure, honey?
I knew I should have changed the oil before I got in the car.
She's cruising down the street in my 6'4".
You know, she probably had like a live, laugh, love fucking thing somewhere in her apartment. Meanwhile, this crazy bitch, all this shit.
Yeah. God.
And then when they got there, she parked in the rear of the Behavioral Health Center of Westchester Medical Center in Valhalla, New York.
Oh my God.
Well, she does need some behavioral help. So she finally got something.
Herself.
She finally got something right. Jesus Christ.
I can't with this bitch.
I know.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
She's like, you know what? I might have a problem.
I might have a problem.
I've been struggling with mental health for years, and wouldn't you know it? Tonight, it's a long story, but
my stomach hurts.
Honey, I think I needed to come here first before you.
I can see that crazy bitch going in.
You just wait here while I go check myself in.
Right here.
And they find this poor guy's dead body, and they're like, why wouldn't you lead with the fact that your husband has been stabbed? Well, you know, I've been struggling a lot. Wow.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh my God, I can't. This is terrible. It's not funny.
This is the type of story
not
where
funny.
it would happen to women. If this is the type of story would happen to women, they would go gay after this.
Yeah.
Like if these men had any self-respect, they would never see a woman again.
Yes.
They would go gay after this.
How did he not sit in that car and look at her like, this bitch is driving 15?
I know. I'd be like, it's all out. I'll drive myself.
Yeah.
He could have pulled a rickshaw faster than she was driving that poor man to the hospital. I would rather.
I'm dying.
There's something so disrespectful and dehumanizing about this bitch. What she did. I'd rather be a Dahmer victim and have my dead head fucked into the dirt and try to be a sex zombie, because at least I don't know. It sounds better than this.
Then yeah.
This is ridiculous.
You just get to look at your killer in the face, attempted killer in the face.
She's like, the car's not working. Let me get the sled dogs and let's mush our way to the behavioral health unit.
Even though they consider themselves more like a roommate relationship now, they obviously had a relationship before, like a serious one. So you're staring at this person in the face, like begging for help, like you fucking stabbed me.
She left her first
Take me to the
husband
hospital. Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't.
So when they get there and park, Sheila got out of the car and opened the rear driver's door. Christos thought she was going to help him out of the car until he saw an angry expression on her face, and she lunged at him with the knife.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he managed to get out of the car and wrestled the knife out of Sheila's hands while he's bleeding. He broke free and ran about 200 feet and yelled to a medical resident near the entrance of the building, who called 911 for him.
Wow.
And then meanwhile, he's running over there, and she's like, no, stay with me. Is what she's yelling to.
Oh my God.
Like, bitch.
There. Wow. Yeah. Come back so I can give you a fourth stabbing.
Oh, we gotta finish it.
I can imagine this man's reintroduction to the dating.
Oh my God.
I don't know that I would date again.
Yeah, taking me some time, but I think I'm ready to dip my toe back.
Yeah. How do you ease into that in your next relationship? Well, the last one stabbed me 3 times.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm moving to the woods. I'm never.
Yeah. I'm writing them off.
I'd rather be the Unabomber.
After this
I'd rather become the Unabomber after something. That's me. I'm like, never again. No, I don't think so.
Well, while this little escapade's going on, Sessler arrives at Sheila's condo for dinner.
He's like, where you at?
I forgot she
He's like, I brought. That's why she was. That's what her angry expression was. She was like, "Yo, I got this on the man."
Yeah, but she was just driving fast enough.
You cutting into my dick and dinner time over here, a bitch.
My dick and dinner.
You were supposed to be dead an hour ago.
You were supposed to be dead an hour.
I drove slow and everything. She's like, this motherfucker.
I was hoping to just drop your ass off at the morgue.
That crazy bitch was probably beside herself with rage that this motherfucker was still alive. She's probably like, this motherfucker could stay hard for 5 minutes. He'd stay alive for the 2.5 hours. I stabbed him dead in the chest.
I shouldn't have put mascara on.
I already know what this bitch's profile will be like on a dating app. Like, must love dogs. What were you in prison for? Oh, you know.
Just
you know how it is.
Just a little stab and tickle,
Oh man,
this is crazy.
This is crazy. Yeah. Wow.
So Sessler arrives at the condo for dinner, but he found police officers searching the residence.
Boy, talking about a blue ball. Man, he went from one end of the spectrum. Both these guys, they were both like, I'm gonna get laid. And one guy, he gets stabbed. The other guy, his boner shrank faster than a fucking.
He's like, Paulie. He shows her, he's like, whoa.
He shows up, sees the cops. He's like, well,
when will she be back?
That's gonna be it.
Police officers informed him there had been a domestic dispute and that Christos was in a hospital.
He's like, but is she coming back?
Yeah, is she coming, like, she'll be back by 9? Mm-hmm. You know? God.
And then at this point, he informed police that they should maybe consider Sheila to be a suspect in the death of his former fiancé, Raymundo, and then finally told them about the affair he had with her.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it took him to walk into a
crime scene,
probably crime scene, for him to be like, well, actually, my fiance.
It's like, now that you mention it,
yeah,
there have been a few red flags.
Yeah, because I don't know if he ever suspected Sheila before this, or if he put 2 and 2 together when he walked into this scene.
You can't tell me it didn't slightly cross his
right.
mind.
I think some people are dumb, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Especially men.
Yeah. Especially when that punani's involved.
Yeah, he was booty blinded.
Yeah, booty blinded.
What? Days after Christos' stabbing, the Stamford police contacted Christos about the death of Raymundo. He gave the officers several written statements and Sheila's phone records. Sheila was not formally charged with Anna Lisa Raymundo's murder, though, until November 6, 2007.
Wow.
And didn't go to trial until January 2012.
She was out entire time?
She was in prison for the attempted murder. Okay. But she didn't go to trial for the first murder until 2012. Okay.
Wow.
Speedy trial is in the Constitution went out the window.
Yeah, 10 years later, a whole decade later.
Sheila elected to have a jury trial this time, and she chose to act as her own defense attorney and represented herself.
That'll go
well. Represented herself. You know what? I am starting to get her personality here.
Mm-hmm.
The type of that says all I need to know. She wants to represent herself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. During the beginning of her trial, she confronted Paul Christos, who had since divorced her, about his stabbing. However, when prosecutors asked Paul Christos to reveal the scars he obtained from the stabbing, Sheila broke down crying in the courtroom.
Oh, what is that called? What kind of tears? What is it?
Crocodile tears.
Crocodile tears.
That's the oldest trick in the
Yeah. Crocodile.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Boo-hoo. Yeah.
She later laughed off the incident, stating, "I seem to have John Bueller's affliction." And I didn't know what that meant. I had to look it up. And I guess he's a former Speaker of the House who is known to be emotional and cry.
Oh, I remember that drunken idiot. Yeah. He's from Ohio or something.
He would know better. Yeah, he's very good at knowing.
I didn't look that far into it, but...
Well, he's a waste of time anyway. Don't worry about
it. On January 31st, 2012, Connecticut's Forensic Science Lab explained the physical evidence at the crime scene and stated Sheila's DNA and blood was found in Annalisa's home. In addition, a voice recognition expert testified that he used digital voice analysis software to determine that Sheila was the 911 caller who lured police to Annalisa's home. Sheila persisted in her defense's closing argument, however, that the voice recognition was only 68% accurate.
She just spit out that number?
She did, yeah. She stated, they say Harry Connick Jr. and Frank Sinatra sound alike, end quote.
Well, they're both very handsome men. But I don't know about the sound.
She also said that there was reasonable doubt due to the lack of a murder weapon and questionable DNA results because she claims there was cross-contamination.
She thinks she's hot shit and got it in the bag, baby. She does.
While the prosecution demanded that the blood evidence on the sink handle in Annalisa's bathroom explicitly pointed to Sheila, Sheila stated that there should have been more blood in her apartment due to the violent nature of the struggle.
I don't care how much blood. There is blood, period. No matter how much there is, there is blood.
It wasn't cross-contaminated.
And yeah.
I gotta say, if I'm on the jury, even if I don't think she killed this person, I'm locking her up for just being a crazy kid. The rest of the stuff is erroneous to me.
Yeah.
Like, lady, you can't be out on the street.
You can't. Yeah.
After jury deliberations, Sheila was convicted of first-degree murder in the death of Lisa Raymundo. She was sentenced to serve 50 years for the offense after she completes her 25-year sentence in New York for the attempted murder of her former husband. So 75 years.
She's coming up. It'll be coming up on her being done with that first 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I read if she would live to be 110 years old, she would be out in 2079.
Suck on that bitch.
Yep. She is serving time at New York's Bedford Hills Correctional Facility for Women, which is the inspiration for the jail in Netflix's Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah, cool. I watched that.
I watched some of it.
I wouldn't get into a lesbian relationship with her.
No.
Locked up.
No. To this day, she still claims she's innocent, and she was featured on an episode of Snapped.
Yeah. We're going to have to watch that episode.
I know, right? Yeah, that's the case of Sheila Davalloo.
Of course her name was Sheila. I knew Sheila in my personal life. She wasn't that well. She was a crazy bitch too. That tracks. Yeah. She never stabbed me though.
She never stabbed me.
She stabbed somebody else.
Oh.
She stabbed somebody else? Jesus Christ! Oh my God.
He was all right.
He was all right. She didn't drive him to the hospital at 5 miles an hour. Jesus. Wow. That was crazy.
That was a crazy one.
That was a crazy one. That was a good one. I'm glad you substituted that one in for your... Yeah.
I'm still going to cover the other one. It's very brutal, though. Very brutal.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But no, that was a good little substitute there. Let's see. Let me bring my shit back up. All right. So I am talking about the case of Denita Smith. She was born in 1982 in Durham, North Carolina. She grew up in a modest neighborhood with her parents. She was a lively kid with big aspirations for life. When it was time to decide her career path, she settled on studying photojournalism and getting her bachelor's in English at North Carolina's Central University. She worked for the college newspaper while she attended. While at uni, she met Jamir Stroud, who was becoming a Greensboro police officer, which was about an hour from Durham. They remained in a relationship even though they were about an hour away from each other while Smith finished her degree closer to school. Not long after keeping up with the relationship, Stroud decided to propose to Smith. But with a relationship that comes with distance can also come with loneliness, causing you to look elsewhere for those missing feelings. And Stroud filled this void with a woman named Shannon Crawley. She was a 27-year-old 911 dispatcher and had been one for the Gulford Metro 911 for the last 7 years. Crawley and Stroud had that physical connection he was missing while he wasn't with Smith. But eventually Stroud had cut things off with Crawley after a pregnancy scare with an abortion. I guess he didn't know how crazy this would make Crawley until he realized that this bitch was stalking him.
Ooh.
He would catch her sitting outside and then following him in her car. She found out about Smith when Crawley stalked Stroud to his church and sat a few pews behind Stroud and Smith while they were attending church service.
Oh, wow.
Smith never knew about Crawley. She, of course, denied any allegations of stalking. On the morning of January 4th, 2007, Crawley called into work asking her supervisor if she could come in late with some excuse. She was actually headed an hour away to Campus Crossing Apartments where Smith lived. Crawley exited her vehicle and entered the indoor stairwell of the apartment building. She knew exactly where Smith lived and what time she would be leaving her house. We suspect that she was also stalking Smith as well as Stroud for her to know exactly what time that she would be leaving.
Yeah.
So Crawley placed herself up the second flight of stairs, so she is above and behind Smith when she exited her apartment. When Denita Smith left her apartment that morning to start her day, she was unaware of Crawley lurking in the shadows with a .38 waiting. She did not hesitate. When Smith locked her door to her apartment and turned to go down the stairs, Smith pulled the trigger, firing a single fatal shot to Smith's back of her head. Smith fell down the stairs, landing at the bottom in a pool of her own blood, surrounded by her keys, purse, and shoes that came off on the fall down. Crawley then simply got into her red Ford Explorer and began driving out of the complex. She almost left without being seen until a maintenance guy working was in his vehicle and passed Crawley crying in her car looking upset. He asked if she heard a gunshot and she responded yes, and he asked why she was crying. She said because she was scared of the gunshot, so he told her to go park and he will see what was happening. This is when he found 25-year-old Denita at the bottom of the stairs. He called 911 unaware Smith was already dead from a gunshot wound. He was just thinking that she had fell down the stairs. He, didn't touch the body or anything.
Yeah.
The police started looking into the connections right away, and it didn't take long until their digging brought them to Greensboro. 5 days after her murder, Crawley was arrested in connection to Smith's death. 4 months after her arrest, she posted a $175,000 bond and was free.
Dang.
The next year, 2008, Crawley went to the hospital making claims that Stroud beat her and raped her. Police, of course, investigated this and had a rape kit done on Crawley, which the tests came back negative, so no charges were filed. I believe she was trying to help her defense and was planning on pinning this on Stroud, which is exactly what they do wind up trying to do, of course. Trial for the murder of Smith didn't start until 2010, so Crawley was out living her life until then. Scott Holmes, Crawley's attorney, came in strong with a story that Stroud held Crawley at gunpoint and forced her to drive to the apartment, claiming Stroud took her phone and keys while he went to shoot Smith while she stayed in the car scared. He then came running back to the car and got into the driver's seat in a panic, crawling over Crawley to get to the back seat and hide while holding her still at gunpoint. So the reason that the story had to line up that Stroud crawled over the driver's seat, specifically gripping the steering wheel, where investigators had found gunpowder residue. Michael Hedgepath, who was the maintenance guy, testified at the trial telling his side, but the defense kept on trying to paint Stroud as the manipulative stalker, but instead, to me, they were describing Crawley.
Yeah.
They made Stroud out to seem to be the bad. They made Stroud to seem bad enough that she feared for her life, causing her to buy a .38 from her coworker. She is quoted saying in her interrogation, quote, "He said either your children die or you die for your children. I'd do absolutely anything for them. I'd protect them at any cost, and he knew that," end quote.
Do you believe her?
Crawley even had a phone. Do I believe her? No. I mean, I'm not saying that as a mother she wouldn't like do whatever she can for her children, but I don't think Stroud had anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Crawley even had a phone call recording of a man confessing to the crime, but there was no proof it was Stroud. After 7 hours of deliberating over 2 days, Shannon Crawley is found guilty of first-degree murder with a sentencing of life in prison.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd do anything for you kids except for shooting some lady in a jealous rage and then spending the rest of my days.
Right?
Other
yeah.
than that,
Now
I'd
you
do
want to see
anything.
your children that you care so much about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a crock of shit.
Why don't people think before they act?
All for him, like he wasn't even with her anymore. That was another circumstance of like he was no longer with her. He had a little fling with her. I'm not saying any opinions about that. I'm just saying like he cut her off and she continued on.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I don't think Stroud, even though like they were in a long distance relationship and maybe they obviously could have had like tough times or whatever, I don't think that he was in on that. I really don't think he was on her side with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Stupid people.
Yeah.
Some petty shit.
That's some crazy shit, man. Crazy shit you do for. I don't even know if you can put like the word love in there.
Right.
I
don't even know what it is.
It's like a selfish ego thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like completely not even thinking about the consequences that are going to happen after you do this. You're not going to get the person you want
for this
because you're going to be in prison.
Yeah.
And like in the first case, Michelle Lambert, you're pregnant. You don't want to take care of your child.
Yeah, that's a good one for that.
Like as a child. So no matter what, he's going to be in your life in some way because he's the father of the child. So why are you going after this guy?
Yeah.
Now you get neither.
You should have just at that point, the woman wasn't even in life anyway, so go enjoy it with your child and that man.
Right.
You know, type of thing. And for like this one that I just covered, she drove an entire hour to go kill this woman. Like you don't even see her around town. Right. You don't even see her like
what are we doing?
She would have turned around.
Yeah.
It's not a 5-minute drive. You got an hour to sit there and be like, you know, I think I'll turn around.
The consequences are not worth it.
Yeah. That's crazy. This was crazy. I will say this one was quite interesting to research. Yeah.
And please give us feedback. Did you like this episode? Should we keep doing themed episodes?
Themes. Yeah. I liked it, so I think we should keep doing it.
I think so, because I think so far I have hitchhiker murders on the list, and then now we can add stalking.
Yes, I think stalking is a good one.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to touch a little bit on Ellen Greenberg?
Yeah, talk about Ellen Greenberg.
Okay, so let's talk about Ellen Greenberg. And if you guys did not see, it is the official third ruling of an ME saying it is a suicide and not a homicide.
Yeah, so we gave a little update.
So
I'm trying to remember when that was. I think it was in a news episode, maybe I don't remember, saying that the ruling they were waiting on was being delayed, and they kept waiting for this to happen. I think since February or January they were waiting.
Yeah, because I remember you saying it was like, I forget what month it was, but you're like, we're in, I don't know, we'll say June or July, and we still have heard nothing.
Yeah, because a judge came forward and made a statement saying, like, what's going on here? Why is this taking so long?
Yes.
So I guess they finally did it, and they're still saying it's suicide. Which...
Yes. And for this case, you probably didn't know this case before.
No, I had never heard of it before you. No.
So he didn't listen to our complete episode, but I did put the little Hulu thing on, and me and him have discussed it, and I've also looked up some fact checks and things like that. And it's just really unfortunate that I don't know, this is probably it, because for me, you can't convince me otherwise that she killed herself. Right. I don't know who did it. I'm not going to claim I know who did it, obviously.
There's 20 stab wounds. But you can't tell me that
yeah.
And the knife in her heart, she was dead before that went in her heart. There is proof in the autopsy. She was dead before that knife went in her heart. And they're still saying it's suicide.
And I also said to Russ, in the same that you have to prove to me that somebody stabbed them, if you're going to claim it's a suicide, I need to see proof that you have sat here and looked at the angles of the entry. What hand was she using? How did she get that angle behind her head and actually kill herself? If that's what you're claiming, I need to know the facts of projectile, and angles and what dominant hand, and do they all line up? She's not gonna if and I know she did not kill herself, but I am just saying that if she did, and you're claiming that these so many stab wounds in the back of her neck and the back of her head, they all have the same, I don't know, she used her right hand, and you're telling me they all have the same angle, the same, you have to prove to me that she did it to herself for you to claim to me that it's a suicide.
And she would have, if it was suicide, she would have went right to the heart. That would have been the first one. There would have been nothing behind her head. Why would she stab herself behind her head and waste all that time?
Yeah.
I know they were saying some of the superficial marks were hesitancy marks.
Yeah, hesitation marks, yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. Well, I don't know. Somebody that loves you might hesitate a little bit when they're trying to stab you to death.
Or maybe they were fighting and he couldn't get the knife in the whole way. You know what I mean? And he's just barely grazing her because they're, fighting each other.
But that's one thing that me and Russ were also talking about too, was defensive wounds. She didn't really have any.
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't know the piece of information that you just said, Kirsten, but that would lead me to believe, just guessing what the most likely scenario is she knew the perpetrator. If it's just a random guy that come through the door, I would feel like a woman inclined to immediately be fighting, who are you? Whereas if you're in a relationship with that person, I was telling Amber, maybe he was trying to, I don't know, make up with her, console her in some way, or just even that aside, she knows who that person is. You know what I mean? And I told her, because that lock was broken, that's going to take some time to knock that door down, at least 30 seconds, if probably more than a minute or minutes. And I just feel like if she doesn't know who that is, and I would assume they had some kind of fight or disagreement, she would have used her phone, called somebody, screamed out for help, done something, to remedy that situation, but I think she just assumed it was her boyfriend,
because
knew it was her boyfriend.
His theory is that he killed her after he busted through that door.
Yeah,
I think he killed her before he went to the gym.
Oh, okay.
That's her theory. Yeah,
and I'm
a little split.
Lock before he went down, and just pretended that he could not get in.
Oh.
Nobody witnessed him trying to get in.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because he talked to the doorman.
He couldn't
get in, but he didn't. Right, you didn't see him.
And all we have is video of him being on the elevator and getting off the elevator, not video of him at his door busting it down.
And like the aggression in his text messages that he sent says a lot as well.
Many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
His kind of the 911 call sounds. He's not a good actor. I'll put you that. I'll tell you that way.
Oh my God! There's a knife.
The way he said it. I don't know. Kind of rang false to me.
Yeah, I know. And there was also I read somewhere that like depending how hard you pull a door shut, sometimes the latch can go over.
Yeah. It could. Yes.
So that's the theory too. So that was maybe part of his anger in those texts was that happened. And he's just so mad he can't get back in to, I don't know, clean something up or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. What if he killed her beforehand, slammed the door on his way out, latched himself out, went to the gym, went to go get back in and like clean up, like he got his pump on, he got that out of his system. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go home and clean up or whatever. But instead, he couldn't get in the fucking door.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. There are things that do not add up. I will admit that. There's a lot that in this case that does not add up, and it does make you question. But she did not kill herself.
She didn't. You cannot tell me like she killed herself. No. If it was like one stab wound to the heart and the knife is still in her chest, I would be more inclined to say like, okay, maybe she just gave it her all, one old go, and that was the end of it for her, you know? But to the back of your head and scalp and
the 911 call.
You know, they're just
He's trying to unbutton or unzip her jacket like he didn't already see that knife sticking out of her.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's a knife.
Oh, she must have fell on it. Meanwhile, she's sitting up.
Yeah, he says that. Yeah.
How did she fall on it then?
Yeah. Yeah, and wasn't there blood smears and things like that there was a slight struggle, right?
Yeah, there was blood at the scene,
Yeah. I don't know. Like
What's his background? I mean, I would assume his family has money, but like what?
Yeah, his uncle is a very prominent judge in Pennsylvania.
I couldn't remember. He asked me.
And there it is.
He asked me, and I was like, I couldn't remember.
So they are paying off the city of Philadelphia to keep quiet because they have that power.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, money talks, baby, and it'll get you out of anything, really.
Yeah, and I really wish. I mean, maybe the review maybe it had to be done in Philadelphia because that's where the crime was, but I feel like they should have gone elsewhere to have this.
Do you think?
I would assume so. I'm not an attorney, obviously, but
I know,
I think,
but I feel like, does an autopsy though consider under does that have to be under jurisdiction?
It probably does. It's
probably I don't know the specifics, but I know that
because if I die in Boston and I don't know, send my body home for the autopsy or whatever.
Right.
You know, is that not?
Do you know what I mean? It's probably more likely
where I got the
kid in Mississippi, that college student in Mississippi that was found hanging. Kaepernick, was his name Colin Kaepernick, who was a football player, paid for an independent autopsy review. I don't know if that was done in the same state or same area or not. So I don't know if that's something that would have been an option here.
Yeah, I don't know how jurisdiction works as far as autopsies and that kind of ruling. But I feel like it can't be that strict if you're dying. Like, people die in different places all the time.
Right.
You can't tell me if I die over in Europe, we're going to take a foreign autopsy over,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it would depend.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a good Google question. I guess.
I just wish that it didn't have to be done in Philadelphia. Because Philadelphia is what's preventing this case from moving forward.
Yeah, they're not going to get their hands dirty doing this, reopening it. If they ruled anything other than a suicide, it would snowball into something much bigger, and nobody is interested in risking their neck on something like this.
Yeah, it's bad PR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's insane.
It's disgusting that is.
I know they're not going to give up. They're going to keep doing whatever they need to do, but
good for them. I support them. You know, I feel terrible though that they can't get the answers that they deserve. Like,
well, I was telling Amber too. Like, Philly, their police department's notoriously corrupt. Had a lot of issues over the years. I think, wasn't that the one I told you that back in like the 80s or whatever?
82, I think it was.
That apartment buildings. They literally bombed them. There was an incident with like.
I'm going to cover that case. So like. I have it on the list to cover.
Crazy fucks literally bombed like an apartment complex, like bombed it back in the 80s and killed people. Because that's what you do. I guess.
That's what you do. Yeah, as the good old justice system we have here to protect us.
And if you have a Facebook account, follow the Justice for Ellen page. Her family posts updates on there all the time.
Yes, and it has been very active lately, especially with the Hulu. If you have not watched the Hulu documentary, please check out the Hulu documentary. It's very informative. Check out our episode that we dropped.
Episode 3, we covered Ellen Rae Greenberg's case.
Yes,
we go pretty in depth there. I literally read off the ME report in that episode. It's a pretty long one. It's over an hour long, so.
Yeah, that was a long one. She right off the bat with this podcasting, she was like, "I'm going for the gusto, baby." So check that episode out, and then also, the Facebook page. It's definitely been very active lately with all these updates and everything. But a very unfortunate ruling that, as true crimers, we don't wish to see these things, and we wish for more of answers and justice, and time paid for the crime that you commit type of thing. And unfortunately, I honestly feel like we will never see any kind of justice for Ellen Greenberg, but I do keep hopes that her family do get the answers that they deserve.
And that case hits so close to home, literally. So
Philly, go Birds.
Justice for Ellen.
Justice for Ellen. And with that being said, then, I guess make like a shadow and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at
Lurking in the Shadows Podcast.
Check us out on TikTok at
Lurking in the Shadows Pod.
Any questions, concerns, or case suggestions, shoot us a Gmail at
Lurking in the Shadows Podcast at gmail.com. And keep lurking around for our next episode. Bye!